Well, hello and welcome to the broadcast from the studio. Just to continue our discussion, there's a few golf events. In Britain, there have been a few golf events for the last few weeks. British Open just played at Birkdale, Royal Birkdale men's event, won by Ryan Fox. New Zealander somewhere, and before the event, there were some BBC interviews with comments from Scottish Scheffler, Rory McIlroy about the changes to some of the design of some of the golf hole, the one new hole put on the Royal Birkdale course, and the three other ones that were changed the green a bit. Well, I think they said Scottish Scheffler or Rory McIlroy said it's very clear what these new holes are, because they look like they're holes from a different course. Well, in Hugh Everett's Many Worlds Interpretation of Quantum Mechanics, John Mackay, we have a Spirit Bible reading course on the internet, following the Holy Spirit, the layout of the course, and the standard table model of particles hierarchy issue. We've seen that sort of thing again. Scottish Scheffler and Rory McIlroy said that these new holes that are added to the Royal Birkdale course, it's very clear that the new holes are amended, adapted, changed holes, because it looked like they were holes that belong to another golf course. That's a very Hugh Everett's Many Worlds Interpretation of Quantum Mechanics way to look at life. And Ryan Fox won that event yesterday. The women's ladies British Open golf at Royal Lytham St Anne's won, I think, in a playoff. They played the 19th hole down at the pub, and the 20th hole. And if anyone who saw that on the BBC coverage of the Women's British Open Golf Championship at Lytham and St Anne's, it went to a playoff on the 19th and 20th hole. The way that the thing transpired, the way the playoff transpired to materialise. We've seen playoffs like that before at the Donald Trump event in Aberdeen with Ferguson, Scottish golfer, and with Rory McIlroy at Pinehurst in the US Open when they got to what they call down to the wire, near the end of the so-called 72-hole event. But if Scottish Scheffler, Hugh Everett, and Max Tegmark and myself are correct as a golfing aficionado, there's another course layout, at least one or many other course layouts. There'll only be one that's the correct course layout in the string theory of theoretical physics. It was seen as time and time again. For the Women's British Open Golf Championship, just played at Lytham and St Anne's. I think it was won by Kawaki or whatever her name was, and there was a playoff on after 72 holes down the 19th and 20th, where there was an element of deja vu about it, with Ferguson at the Aberdeen event, at the Donald Trump course in Aberdeenshire. And that's why my voice currently is the way it is. So there's several, in the multiverse, there's several different layouts of golf courses. And with the standard table model of particle hierarchy question problem, which we have taught, with the golf club sheet music analogy and the golf scorecard for the music, by golf clubs. I think we've seen it once again. It happened with Rory Mackay a year or two ago, or this year at Pinehurst in the US Open Golf Championship on the 72nd hole of the event. What happened on his putting round the thing 4 or 5 times. Could have won the event, but that's how it finished. And for people who knew how I played as a youngster of 17 or 18 years of age in the King UC Golf Club Championship, what happened after 72 holes materialised on the 17th or 18th hole before they went to the 19th hole to the pub for a drink on the 19th hole. It was very much the same programme, storyline, which suggests whoever its multiverse golf course layout and the Bible storyline, God charts the road you take, the road they take leads to Skid Row. Well, who's playing the right golf course? Who has actually won the event in God's sight? Many who are first will be last, and many who are last will be first. That happened to Ferguson in his playoff where he hit it into the water and then shanked it out of bounds out of a scoreboard. And the British Women's Open Championship at Royal Lytham St Anne's at the weekend, the woman on the 20th hole hit her tee shot at the Marshall, bounced into the gorse bush, and on the 19th hole, the bush was in a big rough tuft of grass. I think there's many golf courses out there, and if we happen to be godly people, we'd have to choose who the winners and losers are in the real golf course design layout. So that's food for thought in my voice. Because of the hierarchy problem and what Steve Rudd says in his book, Clinical Textbook of Biblical Psychiatry, about the atheist-only diagnostic manual hierarchy issue, how they view it, Tegmark thinks there's a numerous golf course layouts. So that's a food for thought, and that's what they said before the British Open at Royal Birkdale, that they put some new golf course holes onto the course, and Scotty Scheffler and Rory Mackay commented on them, saying you can tell they're different, what the new holes are, because they look like they belong to another course, and that's because there's so many golf course layout interpretation of quantum mechanics in the golf club's sheet music department for who the winners and losers truly are in the standard table model of particles. And scorecard analogy, that's 8 minutes 26. So that sounds like there's anything wrong with my voice hierarchically, or the time a failure. In another universe, I'm a very successful golf player, so it would seem. And so are many other players, particularly Christian theologian John Mackay. We have a Spirit Bible reading course. He lays out a completely different golf course layout. And on the John Mackay Christian theologian, we have a Spirit Bible reading course. The golf course he has laid out, which I've read a bit about, is a completely different golf course layout. So depending on the multivarious number of golf courses and the multi-golf course multiverse, who's playing the right course and who's not. So thank you for tuning in. Parabolic, metaphoric, but also scientific. Links in with my previous broadcasts. So thank you for watching. Stay blessed.